Hello, amigo. Evil Gardens 1 on Instagram, and this is 698 WEedNErdWorld. Some real in the background. Run it. Actually, I just fucked that all up. Yeah. Might be a quickie. We'll see. Just popped out. Where are we going with this? Hey, Jag, what's up? Cheers. What are you barking at? Cheers, martial artists. Gotta get my chat in the right spot. There we go. You guys got you guys all fired up or what? Come on. We're also wound up, I guess. That's what she said. Cannon man, dance, cheers. Roll one up, finishing up, I believe is the hippie goggles. Pretty good. Mixes with a little of this cloud color, which was real good. What are you guys smoking on? The 7 of you hanging out already. Well, I guess I should get my headphones on, just in case somebody pops on. I don't know, you guys get comfortable. You missed a chance to go out for a while. At least gotta get this like rolling. What are you smoking on when we got all this dead air? While I'm rolling my joint. Crickets, smoking some tea 1,000 times, gelato time, gelato 33 times, cheers lemonade. Holy cow, that's a cross. Or is that just a salad? Okay, Westport, cheers to you. How you doing? What are you smoking on, Mr. Westport? Man, it's like 50 here in Michigan. Hot PUs, cheers to you. I've seen one smoking so far. Man, it's free. Mouse pads off. Kool-Aid, man. That sounds fucking delicious. We're gonna skip ahead about some waifs left. If I were president. Astro, Charlie, cheers to you. Nice to see you. Been a minute. Hopefully your summer's been well. Much respect, sir. This was a good tune. I actually seen him play this live at a High Times. This in particular High Times, I believe. No, it must have been 17. Whitecliff was there. This was a good one. We'll put that one in my frame. Cheers, Green 13. How are you this fine morning? Smileys Gardens popping in. Cheers, 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 Mr. Smiley. No, 13's awesome. What's up, man? What would you do if you were president?
If I was president, there's a lot of shit I'd change, man. I don't know. I disagree with a lot of the globalist movement shit, and I think things need to be more localized, even in our country. You just dropped me right into the deepest of questions.
Oh, barely a hello too. Cheers, Jack.
Cheers. I missed the question, so I guess I came at the right time.
What would you do if you were president?
Oh, resign.
Right?
It'd be a tough job, for sure.
I couldn't make it through the election process, dude. I wouldn't handle that shit. Like, I wouldn't. Nothing about that seems desirable at all. Like,
So, Mr. Smiley, the last time I spoke with you, I told you that I had put back one of the testers because I thought it was the Crippy Cross. And my bad. It was the cloud color. And I just got into that today and I was like, man, I almost wish I would have got into this one first.
that's
damn, this one's been sitting back.
That's good. I love that flavor, dude. That's the fucking flavor. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Got a friend up here that also thinks that the hippie goggles is the ticket.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Mr. Jack.
No, you're fine, man. It's sometimes the latency and stuff of the internet connection, but more so just when there's 3 people or however many people in, it's easy to step on each other's internet toes. But I kind of gotta agree with Smiley. Some of the stuff, even though it might be like your favorite shit, it smells amazing. You love to smoke it all the time. Somebody asks you, "Oh, how does it smell?" And it's like so hard to describe it. And I used to kind of get a little bummed out when people wouldn't be able to describe it. They'd just be like, "Oh, it's dank," or "It's a little like this," or a little like that. But I took this strain called the Judge today. It's like a Chem Dog Pheno or Cross, and I ground it up, had it on my tray, and I walked over to my little like terpene chart, and there's like probably 30 or 40 different flavors. And I smelled it, and I look up, and I'd be like, lemon, yes or no in my head. Lime, yes or no in my head. And for like 30 of the 40 flavors, it had a yes. So, like, how the fuck do you put, like, I couldn't tell you which one was the most dominant either. Like, there was pine, there was citrus, there was like hops, like clove, like leather. It had so many, cheese. Like, it was just a crazy ass mix, and I love it. I love Chem and Chem Dog crosses, but I can't tell you exactly what it smells like. There's just way too many notes in there. I just popped some seeds though. I think Eagle will be happy to hear at least one of them. I think they might be the OG way back 9-pound hammer.
Nice. I like the really complex ones like that, Jack. They're fun to smoke because every time you smoke it, it's like, I didn't pick that up before.
Martial artist nailed it in chat. It smells like Teen Spirit.
One of the things I liked about the cloud color right off the bat, man, it seems like, did I not get like lemon in there? First couple, as I hit it, I was like, that's lemon. It's been a minute. It's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. To me, it's not exactly like lemon. It's more in that like sour, like that, like the fuck is the margarita mix, like that sour kind of flavor that shit will have.
I'd almost call it like a briny lemon.
Yeah, it's not like pucker kind of sour, but it's there, you know.
Good.
Yeah, there was like grapefruit in the judge that I was smelling today, like the aroma of like a grapefruit rind. It wasn't like the actual fruit. It's definitely like the rind or like the skin. And it's interesting that all the different flavors that are possible and smells and aromas and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually I don't have it in front of me, so I'm not going to show it off. But my wife just had some meeting, and she got what's called a cup C. It's made by Puffco. It looks like a fucking coffee cup, and there's a little bowl. I'm gonna go get it. I think
Yeah, no shit.
I'll be right back.
Coffee and a joint took on a whole new thing.
All right.
Do you get any pine out of that, Eagle? Is that anything you would describe as like a pine on that? Because to me, I don't know. It's not like pine sol, but it's like. No, I said it.
Did you freeze up?
Me, no.
I think it would kind of fall close. You know what I mean? And then in that end there, I would say it would be more like if I were looking for like a lemon pine, it always hits me like a pine saw, like that kind of clinger like smell and taste when I get a lemon and pine together. Really hard for me to kind of distinguish that like pine, but I know it's there.
That's dope as fuck.
To me, first thing that hit my palate was the lemon. That's
right.
sweet.
That's dope as fuck.
So it's actually, it rips like it's a bong. So the downstem part, first of all, this can store with your bud in there and it seals up. They say it's not waterproof, but if I put water in there and it didn't spill at all, there's actually not water in here right now because I just used it for a couple pulls and poured it out. But here's the inside. It's like a Yeti. It's like a stainless steel, double insulated. It feels like one of those Yeti kind of cups. It's real solid. It's got a little rubber grip on there. And then inside, you've got this downstem kind of doohickey, right? And then the bowl is like a ceramic bowl, but then you've got this little rubber handle. So when it gets hot, the rubber doesn't get hot and it goes right into this little air hole. So pretty convenient on the go.
That's a game changer for like soccer moms and shit, right? Like,
we actually discussed about, remember, Jack?
Yep.
Talking about this
for this, because this fits right in the cup holder. So
awesome.
We were talking about having something that would slide over
a cover
in your cup. And I actually for a little while had like a McDonald's cup that I cut the bottom off of that I could slide over top of the Puffco. And
there you go.
On road trips we did that for a little bit when it was just like in storage or whatever. But this, it's like a bowl or whatever now.
Perfect.
But as soon as you take it, you just put this right in there. It snaps closed. And I mean, fucking,
that's super cool.
Fucking looks like a coffee cup. And it rips, man. I mean, I got stoned as fuck off like 1 or 2 bowls sharing it with my wife. So I was very happy, like, because a lot of the time we'll bring like flour or concentrates to dab on. Like a little bit of flour, we'll smoke like some joints and stuff here and there. But this, as y'all know, I'm a fucking bong person.
Yeah, I see like fucking herbal water infusers, and I've seen like fucking home waters. Do you think you could pass that off to a cop as like a fucking herbal like coffee infuser? No. That fucking I
don't even think they're gonna take that close of a look at it. I mean,
no,
as long as you're not like, even if you were actively smoking it, if you collapsed it down, rolled all your windows down, and just threw this in your cup holder, like didn't have anything out in plain sight, smell's not probable cause in California. I don't know what it's like in every other state, but as long as this, I don't think would qualify as like a paraphernalia in plain sight. Because, yeah, I don't know. They make a bigger one called a Budsy. It's like a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle, but you can see through it. So it's a little bit less discreet if you ask me. And it's like a plastic, where this one is pretty, I mean, I think they're like $60. We got it for free though, so I'm not trying to like be a shill.
Gotta make the super big gulp size.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking when they did the big gulp size, I wish they would have done it like this.
Yeah.
But they did it with the fucking plastic one. You know, this would literally be like the perfect version. Like this could be the bowl or whatever. Like this could be converted probably into a fucking, you know, DIY. Just drill a hole in there, fucking drop the ceramic in, because it's already got like one hole, you know, to drink out of, and I'm sure people more clever than myself can figure it out.
Rigging a straw or something to draw from off the top side or whatever.
Yeah, man, it was cool. I wasn't expecting it at all, honestly. My wife is a purchaser for a delivery service, so sometimes she meets with brand reps, and they'll just like she got like 4 big bags of these like Reese cups. I don't know if you guys have ever had Buckeyes before. It's like chocolate with peanut butter fudge. They taste like a fucking Buckeye, and they're medicated, and you do not taste any of the cannabis. So they're like kind of dangerous. They're so fucking good. Thankfully, they're only like I want to say 20 milligrams each or something. But yeah, they're a nice little addition to your high to pop a few and maintain as you're going around.
Yeah, it's
I
you
will.
can barely taste the cannabis or that. Usually the Buckeye are usually pretty damn good.
I love Buckeyes just generally, like even when they're not medicated. So when I found these, I was like, they're kind of marketed as like a Reese's cup, but it looks like literal like the Reese's cups that come individually wrapped because it even has like the little jagged sides where it's like ridges all the way around. The only difference between it and a mini Reese's cup would be, or Reese, I always never fucking remember which one it is, would be that they're covered in like sugar on the outside. They have like a coating of kind of like a crystallized sugar. But goddamn, talking about it makes me want to eat another one. I will say, not every sample we get is very good. This is one example of that. Sorry to Humo, but this is, although it claims to be 40% THC, 39.15. I'm sorry. It definitely not the greatest. It's called Menta Dulce.
Now, do you have a way to give feedback on this, or is that
some
just...
companies do, like Claiborne right here. I was telling you about the judge earlier. If you scan this QR code, it brings you to their website and it says, "Tell us how you really feel." And they really want you to say like, "Hey, this was really good," or "This shit sucked." And if they get a bunch of feedback that it sucks, they'll like either cut that strain or try and do something different, I guess. But
That's pretty cool.
they actually have very good flower, and they have the top 5 terpenes listed on every one of their jars. Which, I mean, granted, it's like a $60 retail, but at least you're getting information, and it's very good flower. Like I smoked that judge all day today, and I was like, wow, this is like a very good. Like some of the people I know who grow chem like extremely well, it's right up there with them. So it makes me happy that I can get actually good flower from the commercial market. Granted, it's free samples, but
yeah.
Now I can recommend shit to people when they come here. Somebody's like, "Hey, I'm going to be in San Diego. What dispensary should I go to? Any brands you'd recommend?" It's nice to actually be able to hook people up.
So it sucks for that brand, but I think I respect you a little bit more for a thumbs down here and there. You know what I mean? I think it goes for most people, their credibility like that. If they're judging something, everything can't be winners. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the honesty, even if it's a thumbs down every so often, man.
I think part of this was they over machine trimmed it, where the buds were like every single one was, even the smalls that were like the size of your pinky nail, looked like a little marble. It was perfectly rounded, and when I'd scope it, every single trichome was stripped off the top. It was just like the stalks and no heads. Like you might see one head in a sea of 100 trichome stalks. Like whatever machine they used, maybe they just put it through it over and over and over again. But like you have to break the bud open until you start finding.
They ran it through a vaporizer.
Pretty much, man. Holy shit! It almost looks like something like that. But yeah, definitely, there's a clear difference between that and like there might even be some flower in here. This is hand trimmed. I don't have any of those.
I was gonna say, I shouldn't talk because I tossed the majority of mine too. Although
you know
I
what?
have been kind of going looser on it, I don't try to get it as clean as, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't throw it around as much.
This is that Claiborne. This is Gelato 41. It is actually pretty good. It smells floral, gassy. I'm not going to get a good shot on this. I never do, but it's clearly, you could tell, wasn't run through a machine. Like there's actual ins and outs of the buds. This is a hand trimmed bud.
Yeah, nice.
But
The hand trim's easy to spot once you know to look at the hairs. Like you can spot
yeah,
it quick.
yep, yeah. Once they don't get that curl in from getting rolled around, they're still kind of unmolested, I guess.
Some
You
of
can
the
tell.
more like cushier or opener kind of flower like almost has to have a hand trim because like you start getting rough with it and they just fall right apart because
It's all smalls. It's all a bunch of little like finger sized,
yeah.
nugs that break off. If it's
Yep.
like a little loose or foxtail, they just start falling apart. Which is cool because sometimes in the legal market, you do get some brands that sell smalls, and it's basically just a bunch of tops that they didn't realize they put through a machine, and it broke them up into basically a bunch of like the top of your pinky finger size, like calyxes, just like the tips of fucking buds, like the very edges of them just got knocked right off, and they are like some of them testing the 30%, and you smoke it, and you're like, holy shit, this is good bud. It's just like almost a little bit broken down for you already. So
I don't have too many people that give. I don't know. Like I guess I'm thinking of my like longtime patients that I've been with for a while. Like they're always like, you don't give a fuck what it looks like. If it hits, it hits. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them just want that effect. They don't really care. So like trying to get out into, I mean, reaching out into a market where all of a sudden that becomes an issue, where like appearance is the number one qualifier, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, it's like that's a whole different ball game, and I really don't think that you can look at a weed and say that it's going to be the best or not. You know what I mean? Even smelling it and shit,
the
like
best shit I've ever smoked looked terrible.
yeah, like
I
it's
mean,
gonna
that's
look.
just the honest to God fact. And then sometimes it smells not the greatest either, and it tastes not the greatest, but you get a crazy ass effect off of it. So I
Um,
think like medicine isn't always going to taste good. Like a lot of effective medicines taste like shit.
weed should taste good though.
It can and it should, and if you want it to. But like if you found one, let's say you have like a very specific. My one buddy, his dad has neuropathy, and Fire OG specifically, which is funny because I found out recently that it was just renamed OG Kush. Shout out to Rascal.
We lost you.
I am the host now. I am the captain now. But anyway, he smoked some cut of Fire OG that got rid of his nerve pain or his neuropathy. You're back, Eagle.
Let's
You might be a
fucking
little Johnny Roboto.
right.
I'm gonna kill this last bull and then switch back to the judge.
To judge. Yeah. I like gelato. Gelato is actually, I don't know, I know catches a lot of people's attention. It's a name, right? It's the hype name, but it's, I don't know. I've had some gelatos that are really fucking good, dude. Really fucking good.
If it's well grown, I think gelato's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just some people grow it really shitty, and some people have fake cuts. But like real gelato is fire.
Yeah, all of them kind of get that hype for a reason, you know what I mean?
Well, people just hate cookies too, so it's easy to be like, "Oh, gelato fucking sucks" because it's cookie related. And like, I don't like the cookies multi-state operators, but like some of the genetics that have come from within that camp or tangentially related to it, like Trubinsky stuff, uh, unique flavors, good highs. I hate to say it, like we were just talking about how bag appeal isn't everything, but like they do have some pretty looking buds. Cheers, Major.
What's up, Jackie, man?
Yeah, like
Not too
Gary
much.
Payton's Gary Payton's. I was kind of
Gary
like,
Payton
first,
is fire.
like, what? Fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I heard that shit, I was like, what? Fuck off. But you smoke it. It's fucking good, dude. It's pretty good.
I actually haven't tried the Gary Payton.
Yeah, you should. I like it.
My wife got really sick. We had some Georgia pie, and there's PM on there that I didn't realize until after she started throwing up. And I scoped the buds a little bit more closely and realized there's little specks of PM kind of all throughout the remaining buds that hadn't been ground up yet. So she kind of is a big anti-cookie person, and I think they're one of the only people that in our market grows the. I think they're the only one who can legally grow it in California. So I'd have to get it from a third party. Yeah, because he actually works with them, with the cookies multi-state operator, to license his name.
Yeah,
like they hook him up. So in California, like, you have to do things right. It's a legal business, right? So if you start using the name Gary Payton, they'll call it like GP or whatever. Like they'll name it different stuff. But if you actually call it the full name Gary Payton, he can come after you and sue you. He being like Burner and their lawyers at Cookies.
So his name's trademarked then?
Well, the name it's his name.
Wow, interesting.
Be like me naming my autos the Major General. Be like,
Well, there must be another Gary Payton out there. Like, well, fuck, I just call myself Gary Payton. That's my weed. I don't know. I guess
anyone can call themselves Gary Payton, but it's when you go into commercial business and like it's a strain named Gary Payton sold in the California market. And they've got, I don't know if it's a trademark or a copyright or what it is, but
somehow Gary's getting paid.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether they're right or wrong, really. What matters is they have more money to pay their lawyers than the other guy who calls it Gary Payton. And then they send cease and desist letters at him. And then that other guy can't really fight it. So he either settles out of court or he keeps selling it as Gary Payton. And then eventually it does get dragged into court. Like, that's what happened with Josie Wales with Gorilla Glue. He came on Cheap Home Grow, I think it was like episode 20, and he talked about how he got the first cease and desist letter from Gorilla Glue, the actual company. And he thought that it was a joke. Like, he didn't think it was even a real thing. So he ignored it. And then like maybe a month later, they were like getting calls and like bombarded and like served legal paperwork. And that's when the whole sort of battle began. And he ended up settling, and the settlement was that he could no longer call it Gorilla Glue. He could call it GG4 and Original Glue. But he could, for a year, write FKA, formerly known as Gorilla Glue number 4. But after that year was up, he had to remove that from all of his websites, everything. And similarly, like Cookies used to call it Girl Scout Cookies until they got sued. The dispensaries got sued first, but then the multi-state operator, who was selling it through his and other dispensaries, they got sued by the Girl Scout Cookies. And the settlement, essentially, a lot of people call it GSC now, and Cookies just calls themselves Cookies.
Yeah, but
man, I was just going to come out with a new strain called Coca-Cola.
I was gonna say Cookies is a brand, though, right? And like they were never like as a brand trying to go Girl Scout cookies, right? That was just
at the beginning. That's what they called it. It was called Girl Scout Cookies.
But that was the Cuts name.
Yeah.
Like Thin Mint Cookies, and there's all
right.
different ones.
Right.
Cookies, the brand was always just Cookies, from my understanding.
Well, at the beginning, before the brand was even a thing. Girl Scout Cookies is what made the brand a thing. Like them getting sued, him selling it. Exactly. So like Jigga, the guy who allegedly bred it, and their crew that put it out there, and then like every single one of the million bag seeds that have come since then. So,
hey Jackie, you ever listen to those guys? Do you think they actually bred anything?
They had, so it's kind of like Josie's situation. They had fire. They were working with really fire cuts. Like, look at Smiley's stable, right? If something hermed in Smiley's room for whatever fucking weird reason, you'd have like some fire ass shit herming onto some fire ass shit. So fire plus fire often equals more fire, even if it's a Hermie. And like one of my dudes, Chef OMJ, he was part of a crew. And ever since I brought this up, like 5 or 6 other people have told me the same thing. They grew out dark Ghost Train haze from Rare Dankness. And 7 out of 8 people in not Cheap on the Grow, but Dr. Coco, Dr. MJ's Grow Challenge, that was like one of their strains. 7 out of 8 separately all had Herms. So they're like, hey, it must be the strain, right? Well, one of those 7 guys, Chef OMJ, grew out all of those seeds that he got from his Herms. And I think he said like none of them hermed, or maybe like 1 out of 20 hermed. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of weird shit that goes on. Like GG4 came from a Herm, but it's not like it herms all the time. and it's still around. And that one has notoriously had a bunch of hop latent viroid and spread that around the community for a while with Dark Art Nursery and things like that. But it's really kind of a complex issue to get down to the root of, because I think Hermes exists in a lot of stuff. But I guess to get back to your ultimate question, do I think they bred any of it? No, because they would sell seeds. Seed market is pretty large still. It's very profitable. When they tried to do it, they had a bunch of mutants, Hermes and runts. The Candy Rain and London Pound Cake Drop was a giant, basically flop. Jigga deleted his Instagram for like years. They were getting like all sorts of threats. It was somebody did the math and they figured out like because they were selling it for like $500 per 20 pack and they sold like 1,000 packs. It was literally like they're just trying to make $1 million as quick as possible. They didn't do any testing. There was never any like due diligence. They said that they were gonna make things right, and then like 6 months later, Seed Junkie sent out white labeled packs of like Sunset Kush or some shit, and I don't know. It was quite a debacle. And to again refocus back to your question, do I think they bred it? No, because they would take whatever they bred it with and they keep working it and then shift it and change it and back cross it, and they do all the stuff that actual breeders would do. And they'd keep some stuff in house, I would imagine, but they would definitely be selling seed. If you can make seed well, it's such a good market. It's more valuable than flower, especially now. Look at the prices. Flower prices going like this. Seed prices are still like, fairly fucking
Sure
crazy.
enough. The clone game down there must be getting crazy though, right? Now that the whole hemp bills passed, the farm bill, whatever it was, that people could transfer and give
it's been
clones
pretty
away.
wild west out here for a long, like we've had, I'd say basically anything you want access to, you can at least get. It might not be the real thing, but somebody's going to sell it to you. But I'd say like 80% of the time you're actually going to get probably the real thing. It might not be in great shape, but I'd
Like
say
any real weed nerd, you want the real deal, right? So you'll call it Gary Payton, though you may not think it's Gary Payton. You hope it is.
Yeah.
Until someone proves it otherwise.
And like
that, right?
I think that's how it is, especially coming from the illicit market that we've been in. Like I will say, I just did a project recently where I had to gather a shit ton of clones, and so I went and gathered a shit ton of clones, and actually did it through the legal market because I was working with a professional group that wanted to get verified stuff from certain avenues, and I had to go to probably 6 or 7 different shops, and 6 of the shops had very, very nice setups. I was taken back because 5 years ago, 3 years ago, it was not like that at all. Like only one of them looked like shit. Like their stuff, they had fungus gnats. It was overgrown. But all the other ones, like there's this one group called Clone Guy Industries. They come in like these basically like shippable containers, almost like little plastic clamshells. They're on racks with LED lights. There's like at least 1 or 2 clip fans going, keeping a little bit of circulation. The cubes are actually moist and like they weren't green from being oversprayed, and they weren't bone dry. And like,
are they certified like hop latent fire free and pest free? Do they certify that?
Yeah, some are and some aren't. So I'd say like 70% of the ones we got were, because that was something that they were looking for. Like they had been tissue cultured, they had been certified for like hop latent viroid, tobacco mosaic, a whole bunch of other, like a list of like 10 things that it's clear of. And then in California, we have very, very strict pesticide testing. So like it's already tested for that, heavy metals, molds, mildews. So it's pretty, if you go through the legal market and you get it from the right source, you can get a pretty nice start at this point in 2022.
How much are clones down there, Jack? $10, $20?
It's like between 15 and 25, I want to say. Yeah, probably like most of them. Some of them were like 13, 12. Like after tax, I'd round it up to 15.
See, that's almost coming to that point where it's almost seed price, right? So it's almost justified to get a clone now.
Well, and it's like it's hunted. Like Smiley's got like some really killer. Like if I was living down the street from Smiley and he was my buddy and he offered me like his blue, is it Blue City Diesel or fucking
Blue Line Pie?
Blue Line Pie.
Okay. Team, Jack, you can be on the team.
It would just be cool to see. Like I think that a lot of the times it does express differently in people's rooms, but like this is a seed, granted, but like I got a sample from Tao, and he grew my Velvet Punch, and like my F2 and F3 were pretty similar to his F2. And something that I noticed in his F2 that wasn't in my F2 ended up showing up in my F3, which was some watermelon notes, like pure fucking watermelon. That surprised me when I got it from him. And then, like Eagle said, with some of these complex ones, you smoke it over and over, and like sometimes you're like, oh shit, like I didn't notice that before, and it just kind of comes out. And or sometimes I think it's even the nug. Like you grind up like 5 nugs, and like it might taste one way, like more grape and fuel dominated, and then I grind up a different nug, and maybe it was a different part of the plant, and then that one just ripped watermelon, like covered my fucking palate, where it's like a subtle like 8, 9, or 10 note.
No,
like
I think I agree with you on that one, Jack. Man, I think there's could be different levels of cannabinoids everywhere, right? Especially upper versus lower canopy, for sure. I'd agree with you that sometimes you hit a certain bud, you're like, oh damn, what is that? And you look at the bag, you're like, oh really? Okay.
You see it now with you might be seeing it if you. I'm sure you try to avoid it as much as possible. The legal market, most of the stuff I get from the legal market, it's 80 to 90% is free, gifted to my wife. But I do try to take note of stuff, like look at the testing if it's given to me. And the smalls have often been a lot lower than the large nuts, which would make sense. Everyone's like, oh, the testing's bullshit. It's all rigged. It's all rigged. Well, the smalls end up testing sometimes, like I've seen between like 10 and 13%. And it's like hard for them to sell because they're literally just so low that some people are just like not going to be interested. And then some people buy it and smoke it, like some older folks that don't want stuff that's as potent. They'll buy that lower percentage stuff because it gets the job done for them just fine. And it's way cheaper.
Have you purchased, the various levels of potency, like all your 5%, 10%, 15? Have you ever done a test where you're like 8 point, that 10% are maxed out my system, and I'm, it'd be interesting to know what percentage your system is satisfied. Like, I need that 23%er.
For me, it's like I know I need at least between like 15 and 17%. I
was gonna say 18.
Because
when
18. I go lower than that, for me, like anything between 10 and 15% that I've tried I could smoke it all day long, and like I'm not going to get a noticeable medication. Where like a 15 and up, I'm going to like actually start to feel it. And the more I smoke, it kind of get to a point where you get a little higher and a little higher, and then you kind of have that plateau. But it's not just the THC. I mean, obviously sometimes like one that I'm thinking of is like an OG Kush. Some of the real true old school OGs are like 17%, and they'll knock me on my fucking ass, like make me stuck to the couch and like want to take a nap midday, depending on the pheno, who grew it, how long they took it. One of my buddies takes my Velvet Punch 11 weeks. He had a cut that he ran for like four runs in a row. He took it at like 9 weeks, 10 weeks, 11 weeks, and then 11 weeks again because he really liked the 11 weeks. He's like, dude, it's just like that extra week makes it way more fucking potent. So he takes it 77 days. And to me, that's a little long for anything, but I did know that there is some Mexican sativa in there. And so some of the phenos are going to be a little bit longer running. And it's part of the grow life. Sometimes it's worth experimenting. I think Eagle had a good story about 9 Pound Hammer. I think it was like Malik Spider. They ran 9 Pound Hammer really, really long, and it went from like being a kind of indica if you harvest it from like day 50 to 70, or if you harvest it from like day 80 to 90 plus, it'd be like a sativa or something.
That's exactly what he said. You kind of flip-flop the effect there at day, pulling it at 80. Usually for me, that 9 Pound Hammer I had anyways, you pulling it like 56, like 50 to 56. Easy. Issue was done. So let it go over. It looked like a completely different bud too. It kind of, got a little bit of purple in there. It's interesting to look at. I never got to smoke any myself. That's this is what he said anyway.
Have you ever talked to One Eye? Have you had One Eye on, the guy who did the dog walker?
Not yet.
Because it's funny enough, somebody asked me a question about breeding, and I'm like, dude, I'm very, very early stages of this, and I'm still just learning myself. But I did a show called The Breeders Collective. We did 6 episodes. It was like me, Canna Queen, 2020 Mendocino, and Kyle of Pure Breeding. And it actually started with just Shane, the guy who used to host the show. and then 2020 and Canna Queen. It was those three, episode 1. They did 6 shows and they're all 2 hours long. I went back and listened to them, and like there's actually a ton of really great information, mostly from all those guys. But one of the things that I brought up was a guy who did 12-1, and I couldn't remember who it was. I was thinking it was like First Class Gardens, Kyle, but no, it's One Eye, and he was a 12-1er. He's a fucking gas lamp routine person. And so it's not just Joe P. And this was like long before Joe had come back on the scene again, pushing it hard like he has been recently. But it's cool to see that, you know, he has had a lot of success with it. Dog Walker is a huge strain. He's the guy who either found it or made it. I can't remember the actual story. He's been on the podcast, and I'm sure if we reach out and maybe are complimentary, tell him that this show's awesome, maybe we could convince him to come on here.
Right. There was a couple of people that was a little bummed that Joe didn't join the Weed Nerd World last night, and all I can say is, you know, I didn't see his. He did text me like right after the show started. Man, my eyes got something in this fucking contact, and I didn't see it till today, and I was like, rats. But in my credit, and I think we all can tell this a little bit about Joe from the stories that he tells. He kind of forgets some shit a little bit. I must have gave him the Zoom number I don't know how many times. I literally, when I talked to him yesterday afternoon, gave it to him 3 times and then waited till he had a pen and then gave it to him again. And then last night after the show started, he's like, where's the link is what the fucking text said. And I seen it this morning and I thought, come on, man.
The link never changes either. For the people out there listening that need a reminder.
I've sent it to him in email a couple. In fact, he found the email. And if you watch Joe, tons of respect, brother. But he's like, I'm like, there should be a link. You just click it. There should be a clickable link and it should take you right to Zoom. And he's like, can't find it.
If anyone's got an excuse, man, he's got the excuse, though. I mean, he's been around for a long time. He's been in this game, and I mean, technology is a new thing relative for his.
I guess in credit, with that, all that being said, he is willing to jump in and talk. So it was just, I guess, my bad. I don't know.
It's all good, man. Hey, there'll be another night.
I'll take credit. My bad. Oh, man. You guys ever wear contacts?
I used to. I fucking stopped wearing them because they're such a pain in the ass to take in and out.
They can be. Oh, in and out's no problem. I can do that all day. I can probably do that fucking driving. Man, but fucking, man, sometimes you get something under them bitches, and that can be painful.
Oh yeah, I got some fucking sand in one time, and that's a bitch and a half. But
it feels like sand. I don't know what the hell. I think I got it with water.
You get sometimes. I know it sounds a little gross, but like if you throw it in your mouth, I guess your spit is like a saline solution, and it'll like clean it off, and then you throw it into your little eyedropper kit or whatever, where you've got the actual shit, and it might take off some of the physical grit or whatever.
Especially if you do that after eating hot sauce, like
habanero, like the stuff that you had on the 420 episode.
Okay.
But funny thing is, I stopped wearing. Sorry, Smiley, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say some Cheetos in there.
I seen Carolina Reaper Cheetos yesterday at Walmart.
Fuck that. If they're anything even close to that hot, that is a brutal experience.
That's stupid.
I've never even gone half that. Like a red habanero is fucking hot. Those are like 500,000 on the Scoville. Those are like 2 million plus. Those Reapers, like that shit is. You have to sign waivers most places to
physically hurt yourself, right? Like you.
Oh yeah, you can go into anaphylactic shock. You can actually die from eating stuff that hot. I had to sign a waiver when I ate like some atomic hot wings at Quaker Steak and Lube. You eat 6 of them and they put your name on a fucking wall.
Did
I
Quaker
don't know if you
Lube?
guys have Quaker Steak and Lube. Yeah, they're like
We don't have
they're
those in
called the
Canada.
atomic hot wings.
Jack
Do you guys have Quaker Steak and Lube in Michigan?
We did. I don't know if they're still in business, but there was one for a minute.
Yeah, my name's up on the wall if you ever go to the one fucking in Ohio. I can't remember what city. The thing that I fucked up, I
You
ate
should
them
have said
first.
that, Jack.
It ruined.
Someone's gonna know your name now.
Jack Green, man. There you go. But so I ate the fucking wings first, and I ordered onion rings, and I like had other shit that I had ordered. Well, ate the wings first. It ruined everything else. So you can't eat anything after that. Your mouth is in like literal pain, and yeah, like I admittedly had milk after that. With the hot pepper, I could eat a hot pepper, and I waited like half an hour before I drank or ate anything, just to, like see what it would actually be like. Those fucking wings, though. I drank milk, fucking water. I was trying to cool it down, and it definitely ruined the night.
Alcohol's the best
Numbs it, yeah.
solvent. Yeah, just,
yeah. Alcohol or milk,
or...
like lactose, I think it helps, but also alcohol. You're right. It physically
My
helps.
daughter just showed me there's some show where the guy interviews like famous people and they like eat a range of hot wings,
hot shots, hot stuff.
Yeah,
hot shots,
hot ones. Where they do the
There
dab
you go.
and then they like interview him. That guy's a great interviewer. He's actually a really good interviewer on top of like it being an entertaining show.
he eats it with him too. So.
Yeah. Like no problem for him. Fucking he's done it so many times.
But it's funny watching the people's reaction as they go. Gordon Ramsay was hilarious. That's the one they were showing me.
I remember eating some habanero fucking hot sauce one time. Just habanero, not ghost pepper, habanero. I could literally feel that shit pass through my intestines like an alien was about ready to pop out of my ass and shit. Just
Fire.
oh man, it was bad. It was like the worst countdown ever. I'm serious, because you could feel it just they pass with your intestines like a mile long. You can feel it just inch for inch, like fucking a time, like a fucking hourglass and shit. It's like even when it was that close, you knew it. You was like, oh no. Man, I don't know.
It's supposed to be really good for your gut biome. Hot sauce.
Yeah.
Well, it clears out a bunch of shit. It clears out your sinuses. I involuntarily cried when I ate the habanero. Like I was fine. I was like, guys, I'm all right. But my eyes were literally streaming tears. I was sweating. I wasn't like, oh, this hurts, I'm crying. It was like, no, my eyes were just fucking tearing.
It felt
and thankfully, I didn't have the eagle experience. I didn't feel it in my gut.
Oh, it felt like it was cauterizing my fucking innards together as it passed.
I felt it in my throat, fucking going down. Like it's not just like your mouth, like it fucking your chest, your throat, like every fucking thing that it touches on its way down. Like they were homegrown, fucking at a restaurant. A dude I ran track with, their family grew them, and they were hot as fuck. But, yeah. I ate the seeds and everything. They said it's supposed to make it hotter, but thank goodness, man. I can't imagine going through that process. Basically having like a time bomb ticking through your body. Are you feeling it? The heat moving every inch.
You feel it twice.
Yeah.
I literally expected blood in the whole shot, man. That's how bad it was. Oh man, it was the worst experience I ever had, and I still go back and eat that shit today, man. I don't care. I know it's coming, but it's.
Oh man, I have hot sauce and everything. I love hot sauce.
I'm okay with it. I don't like it too hot though. Like I don't like being in pain from it like that. But
like Frank's Red.
Sweat, you know what I mean? You ate like 3-4
2
weeks. Got a good sweat going. That's all right, you know.
What do you think about like
Frank's just a little
Red
sweat.
You ever have Frank's Red Hot? I feel like that's pretty standard. It's got a decent little kick, but it's not too hot.
Yeah.
I call that more of a vinegar spice.
Yeah, my girl's gonna try to make some this year because we got a bunch of the cayenne peppers. My dad way too many of them, so we gotta figure something.
Hell yeah!
Cayenne peppers.
The habanero, I'm telling you, is a dirty bitch. She really is. She fucking. The
red one's hotter than the orange one.
Oh, it's fucking one of those flavors that's so good, but like we fucking eat that thing, it literally numbs your fucking palate, but you can still taste, but you're no longer sensitive to that heat. Where even your forehead and head's fucking just raining up top and shit. You're like, that's good because you can't really fucking feel it anymore. You like just keep shoveling that shit in until until it's too late.
To me, it tasted like paper and fire. like you took paper and like lit it on fire in your fucking mouth. I don't know.
Anytime I've had the super hot ones, it's been like that too. It tasted like a burnt, like it was burnt or something to me. You know what I mean?
It was just like the actual texture of the pepper was just like so crunchy, and like the flavor was just hot, like spicy, fucking hot. Maybe there was some smokiness to it, like some of them, like a chipotle pepper or whatever. I don't know, but something you never forget. That's for goddamn sure.
The only time I felt bad about my dad, we had him at the hibachi grill. He had never been to one, and we got sushi, and they have the little thing of wasabi there. And I don't know, that was in the movie with Cars or whatever. My kids were kind of younger then, but it was like he called it pistachio pudding. And my dad asked what it was, and I was like smart ass, like, oh, it's pistachio pudding. So instead of a little bit, he like grabs half a spoonful. Like, yeah, dude, before I could even like tell him, man, he had it in his mouth. And you could watch him, and he instantly was like, yeah, that's not pudding. I was like, yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, he sat there for a minute, and then he ended up going to the bathroom. He's like, he's getting excusing himself from the table and shit. I was like, oh, dude, I just killed dad, dude. He didn't do good with hot food. I didn't. Yeah.
That's funny, man. It's thankfully, some people can handle it, some people can't. But I pretended one time I was out with some guys I played football with. I knew them like not super well. Like we hadn't gone out to eat a bunch of times, and there was wasabi on the table, and everyone's, "Oh, that shit's so hot! That's so hot!" And like I hadn't revealed, like I eat hot shit all the time. They're like, "I'll throw $10 if somebody eats the whole thing," and somebody else, "I'll throw $10." I think I made like 40 or $50, but at the time in high school, I think it was probably like a sophomore. We'd just gotten our driver's licenses and shit, able to drive ourselves out to get some meals and act a fool around town. Well, I threw that shit in my mouth and I ate it, fucking chewed on it. Like they're like, you have to keep it in your mouth for, I don't know, 10 seconds or whatever it was. I just chewed on it like no fucking problem, swallow it down. And then like I feel like everyone was expecting it to be like so hot and like get this big reaction that they're like, man, I want my fucking money back. I'm like, nope. Like you fucking threw it in. I ate it. That was the fucking deal. So
Yeah.
they weren't signing up to do it themselves, so that's for damn sure there.
I don't know if is that spicy? It's some kind of weird, like a garlic effect there, I guess. I guess you can call that spicy, yeah.
It's different. It's not like a hot spice. It's like
Yeah.
It's like a weird paste, like almost umami. I don't know. Fucking.
Like
it's different. Yeah, it's more like horseradish than like a pepper. It's got like a bite to it, but not necessarily a spiciness, I guess. It doesn't taste good. I personally don't love it. A little drop in like soy sauce with sushi, maybe.
Yeah, I don't care for it.
Do you guys eat sushi? I feel like there's probably not great sushi in Michigan. Maybe I'm being stereotypical.
My daughters eat fucking sushi, and I've seen them get it from like the worst place. It's like Walmart. I'm like, that can't be good. No, you want to put that back? No, not me.
Hopefully, it's like lake fish or something. Like I get that there's like overnight shipping, but whenever I lived in the Midwest, I just felt weird about eating sushi or like exotic, like I don't know, ocean fish. It's like you're so far from it. It's hard to get it fresh here on the fucking coast. At least like fresh and good quality. Not hard, but it's expensive. So you expect if you're not paying a very top dollar there must be some questionable things going on. Transportation time, storage time, etc. So
Well, apparently all that, like you go to that fish market and all those different type of fish like red snapper and all that fancy shit. Apparently it's all mislabeled anyways. It's all just a fucking sham. Well, a lot of the time anyways. Of course, there's some honest markets out there, but apparently up here in Canada, they did a market study. All the major brand, there's only like five, let's say there's really only 5 companies up here that actually have grocery lines, right?
so yeah, maybe in communist Canada. No, I'm just playing. But we have an FDA that's supposed to regulate it, but shit, they sell stuff as like crab, but it's like crab with a K instead of C, and it's like mixed fish flavored. Just tastes like crab.
Yeah, we have that shit up here, and people do use that as their filler for the little, sushi rolls.
Same with
and
chicken.
what have you.
Chicken with CHIKKEN, like it's like tofu flavored like chicken, or like some sort of meat substitutes that they make like chicken nuggets.
I haven't seen that yet.
You left yourself open for a fair question of how many fish brands do you have?
Not fish brands, grocery lines.
Well, here's a better question.
I
Like
thought you
major
said
chains?
the major brands.
Right.
I thought he was going to ask if you like fish sticks.
When I was a kid, hell yeah.
That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Kanye West is a gay fish, in case anybody didn't know. He's made about 9 responses to South Park's like 1 or 2 references of him being a gay fish. So he obviously took it very personally. So what does that tell you?
Oh, he's a special character anyways.
You guys,
love you, Kanye.
you guys see it was a South Park short about the ramen? No, anyone?
About the what? I cut out.
The ramen noodles short from South Park.
I don't think I did see that.
Somebody sent me a link for it, whoever that was. I'm sorry. I actually tried to find the link to show somebody else. But it looked like Stan was kind of big brothering a teen, I guess. And the teen phones him up and he's like, "Bro." He's like, "What?" He's like, "This ramen, I can't figure it out. It's all hard and stuff. I can't eat it." He's like, you need to put it in hot water and it'll make it soft and you can eat it. The kid was like, "Bro." He's like, "What's the matter?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not no fucking 5-star chef and shit." And
that's when they're dealing with the teenagers.
I was like, "Oh, that sounds so right there." It's a funny little short.
Yeah, they take on like teenagers for some reason. I think like the parents can't handle them, so like Stan, Kyle, and the boys end up like they're like, I think they're playing paintball or something or airsoft, and at the airsoft field, that's where they like link up with these guys, and they have to like play on the same team as them or whatever, and they all kind of get assigned some like basically moody ass teenager, and they talk like Eagle, kind of like a valley bro, like they're like, "Bro, but I can't." And they like just like cry and get real fucking emotional and crazy. But yeah, South Park's great, man.
There's like auto blowers.
Yep. Or auto plants generally. But recently they've been talking about like the streaming wars, and they're talking about like water streaming services, but they're obviously like alluding to like Netflix versus like Paramount Plus,
I found
Google Plus, and all this other shit, or Disney Plus.
We will share. All rights to South Park. Comedy channel.
Hello?
Bruh, how do I make ramen?
Excuse me?
I'm starving and the instructions are all stupid.
Oh, is this my teenager? How's it going, dude?
It's not going. The ramen's all hard and I can't eat it like that.
Well, you have to put the noodles in boiling water.
Where do I get water?
Do you have a sink?
Bruh.
Bro, what?
I'm sorry I'm not a 5-star chef!
Hey man, it's cool. Let me slow it down for you.
That's it.
Yeah, man, they're hilarious. They're great at social commentary. I work with some young adults that are currently around that age, and they actually talk like that out here, at least. And I was based in Colorado, and it's funny. Like the one kid's dad, Stan's dad, becomes like a cannabis grower, and he calls his farm Integrity Farms. He starts growing weed, and he like hates the corporate like MedMen, and they like try and buy off his farm, and then he like goes to China. It's that show's crazy, but I love it. Very entertaining.
Yeah.
I've
seen some funny shit from South Park.
I was lucky enough to go to the South Park studios. My family friend knew like one of the producers. The only people we didn't meet were Matt and Trey, who are like the biggest people. But I met Mr. Slave. I met Butters in real life, like the actual person that he was based on. And the voices are actually mostly done by Matt and Trey. But Mr. Slave did his own voice, and Chef used to do his own voice before he quit, before they made fun of him for Scientology. Funny enough, that was the line that was too far for Chef. But,
did
what's
you
crazy
feel
is
safe around Chef?
I actually Chef was gone by the time I got there. But the crazy thing is they were worth as a company $250 million at the point where they started to do the Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon has won. It's like a Broadway show, and that won like all the Tonys, which is like the big award for Broadway. So they went from like South Park to like this Broadway musical that went on to become like the greatest Broadway musical in modern time, a lot of people would say. And that took them from 250 million to $1 billion company. So that Book of Mormon is worth essentially $750 million in their production. Like they bring it all around the country now, I guess. I've seen it advertised here in San Diego. I haven't actually gone to see the show, the Book of Mormon, but I'm aware that it's, I guess, quite the cultural phenomenon. People are big fans of it, I guess.
Can't say everyone to a musical. I think that'd
Yeah, I'm not a musical
little too
person.
much for me, but
My wife's
I guess
into
if
it, but,
I got some tickets, I'd go, I guess, right? Why not?
I'd get kicked out because like I'd have to start smoking in the middle of some of those. Like they break into song in the middle of a fucking. It always gets me. I'll be like watching a movie or whatever it is, a musical. They're like going through their scene, and then all of a sudden they just start randomly breaking out in this fucking song, and I'm like, I'm not high enough for this. And at home, I can just be like, I'm not high enough for this.
So Smiley man, did you keep one of those fucking powdered donuts and tried your new any BioA product on it to see if it works? Nah, man.
No, it's not gonna work for. Yeah, it's not gonna work on when it's already there. You know what I mean? I gotta get my silica shield up before the attack.
Power is high.
Okay.
You still working on the root knot nematode issue? Working through?
I guess waiting to see if it's just gonna disappear. Yeah. I don't know what there is to really work on it. Anything I've ever really looked into, it's totally to do with being too wet. So.
I know one way to counteract that.
Yeah.
Less water.
Yeah.
It's once you start automating though and have the dripper systems, it's tough because like at the same token, it can get your shit rocking like it was for however long up until this issue. It was running pretty smooth, it seemed like, and then you run into something. Yeah. I guess.
How long you been using that system, Smiley? The Blue Mott.
Ooh, at least 2 years, I think. Yeah, it's got to be more than 2 years.
How many floods?
Shit, probably 50.
That's why I stopped
Wow.
using them, man.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know, but it's hard because they're all individual. You know what I'm saying? So there's a wider number of them to have the opportunity to flood. You know?
And you grow pretty big plants. They look pretty big on screen. What are they, like 4 feet when you put them in flower? Or are they like 3?
Not intentionally. I try to shoot about 3 foot.
Right.
But
Yeah. So you're probably watering what, like every? Well, I guess with the new system, how was your dry back? I understand you took some of those
every third day, probably.
3 days.
Depending on how heavy I watered them, but then, yeah, like I don't know. I was doing the spray bottle or the concrete sprayer, I guess, is what I was trying to get. But I've been watering them that way because it kind of like spreads it out a little slower. I feel than trying to like just you know what I mean, pour it on, and then
Like a little pump, like a shape end type.
Yeah, Chapin is exactly what it is. Yeah, but it's it's the 3 gallon one, so then I can do 1 row of 3 gallons and kind of see how they are. You know what I mean? And then
I was going to ask you what saturation level you take it to. Do you take it to like a field saturation, like 100% to it's coming right out of the pot, or do you take a known amount of water to your known amount of soil? You're like, oh, I'm going to give it 20%.
I don't. I kind of guess. You know, I got the meter too, and I should check it, but I don't know. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It doesn't just read out on the thing. It connects through Bluetooth, and you gotta have the fucking app, and then it like every time
Might not even be accurate.
Yeah, it like beeps at your phone every time you hit the button or whatever, and then it's like you gotta go look.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, brother. You're talking about one of those fancy machines that actually tell you the
it's a
water content or whatever you want to say.
pulse
M-bar.
meter.
Very cool.
Trips in the morning, Meaulflower.
What's up, yeah?
Morning, Jack, Smiley, Major. Where's Johnny? Where's Robert?
Give him some time. Give him some time.
Eagle looks very smart with that shirt, them shirts. You must be getting, there must be a line of them shirts coming down the road, is there?
Yeah, I can see him.
Fell
New
off the back of
job.
the truck, did it?
Back-to-back collar days.
Yeah.
Spiffy.
He's definitely dating.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
there's definitely smooching going on there. Jim. Yeah.
He's on mute too.
Yeah, I know. It is. Okay.
You look good, you feel good, Eagle. Nothing wrong with fucking getting a little spiffed up every now and then.
Yeah. He looks good though, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he cleans up great.
Yeah.
He's working out.
I definitely want to buy a car from him.
He's easy showing up though, isn't he?
He's probably redder than a beet over there. Let me go zoom in on him.
I am, even with the background on, you can see like the. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You cheer us all up every day.
We're glad you're taking care of yourself, man. It's good that everybody should take example. You know, no matter what you're going through, it's always a good time to take care of yourself, and then you can help others. The better you take care of yourself, the better you can take care of others.
Oh yeah.
I went and I had to go and get some. Sorry.
Go ahead, Meaulflower.
I had to get cupping and acupuncture yesterday.
Ooh, how was that?
All this side of my shoulder was like whatever I had trapped. I honestly think I was stressed from my daughter pregnancy, and I was just built up, like locked up all of my shoulders. Stressed, full moon, whatever. Wow, what a relief I have. I can properly do a full, and that was from going to the gym and just doing small workouts. I noticed all my left hand side had got a little bit of a, so yeah, I got cured.
I
The medicine worked anyways.
had a friend of mine's wife that does cupping, and I haven't had it done. I've thought about it though. I've really thought about it, man. But I've seen a friend of mine that had cupping done, and it left like giant, like hickey marks on the back.
I was gonna say I couldn't do the bruises. Those bruises are brutal, man.
But here
Yeah, they're a bit more extreme though, aren't they? Like the guys that are going in for like deep down, like yeah. No, I have a couple of marks, not too many. I'm not going taking off my top now and showing you off my lovely body.
I will say yoga. A lot of men are too like macho to try yoga, but yoga has changed my life. I had 2 very bad back injuries, C5 and L5 vertebrae fractures, bulging disc and a herniated disc. Not fun stuff. Car accidents. And if you fucking stretch, yoga is basically physical therapy. It's just a lot cheaper. And you can watch a YouTube video and follow it along, do it in a park under a fucking tree and get some fresh air, some sunshine, do it totally fucking free. And just you stretch out your body and get your blood flowing, get some sunshine, get the terps from the trees, that forest bathing. If you're lucky enough to live in an area where you've got some big, beautiful trees around.
No, there is a
And some
study about
sunshine.
that, right? Numerous studies saying that forest energy is a thing.
Well, the terpenes
All
definitely
around
are. Shinrin Yoku, the Japanese figured it out first. They actually put a term on it. Shinrin Yoku in Japanese means forest bathing. They had all these depressed people in the cities, and they're like, fuck, what are we going to do? One of the things they tried was they got like birds in cages. So there's like a bunch of these like single older men that have like these birds in little cages, and they all go down to the park together and like show off their little birds, and they're all happy with them or whatever. But another group figured out if they go like a few miles outside the city and just walk around in the forest, it just made them really happy. They were like connected with nature, and what they realized was a lot of like alpha pinene from the trees. They're literally inhaling it. It's a bronchodilator. It makes them breathe better. They're getting more oxygen, cleaner oxygen. So it's a kind of a entourage effect of things. But going to the forest has therapeutic effects on a human being. So I think if you do it barefoot or whatever, grounding and earthing, even if you don't though, I think there's tons of benefits of getting outside, especially for a lot of people who work inside all day.
Hell yeah. My father was notorious for wearing, like, he had his own heavy construction company, but he was notorious for driving all his heavy equipment barefoot. He was always barefoot. And I'm like 99% of the time when I'm not in sight, I'm barefoot. I love fucking bare feet.
The pine's on the back end smiling, but the lemon's still present. And I think it's lemon on the front end, and then maybe still a lemony pine on the back. But
Are you smoking on, Eagle?
smoking on Mr. Smileys. That you will see it. No. Cloud
Almost showing it.
Pretty good.
Cheers, green fingers. Welcome in, dude.
Cheers. This is the second entrance. Your phone likes to come in twice for some reason.
I got carried away. Tried to jump on twice. I was like,
Hey
shit,
man,
I'm
I get excited when I see the WEedNErdWorld and I'm up and available to fucking jump on. Like I was scrambling around looking for a little stand to like put my phone into, and I was running around my house with like a flashlight because I don't want to fucking turn my lights on and fucking, I don't know, it's late, it's dark. I just anyway. Welcome in, Robert. Good to see you always.
cheers.
What are you smoking on tonight, dude? I'm like you, probably smoking dispo weed right now.
No. Come on. What are you smoking, Robert?
Don't ask.
Don't ask if you don't want to fucking know.
Don't ask. Don't tell, bro.
Quicksand.
That's the name of it?
That's the brand. What's the strain?
That's this.
Right.
Yes. Quicksand. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay, that's the strain. Cool.
Yeah,
What do you think of it?
Is the
I
brand.
just wanted to say it was really cool meeting Moen. Mama Green Fingers there. I
She
always
didn't wanna-
enjoy meeting like some of the folks, the family folks in the background, like Miss Green Fingers and everybody else who kind of caught a glimpse of in the background of people that are important to them. It was cool.
She was embarrassed.
Cool.
She didn't want to.
Huh?
She was embarrassed. She didn't want to show herself. So
But she did.
kind
It
of
was
forced
awesome
me.
to meet her.
You could tell her no worries. Everyone loved her, and there's no weird or fucking strange people here, other than the weird and strange type that we like. The cool type of strange and weird folk. I'll have to go back and fucking rewatch.
Are you basically saying you want to check out his mom?
Yeah, no. I guess that's essentially the moment. What led up to that? And Eagle said there was other people.
Well, when we've just like other people that we've caught in the background, like I said, like when we've been lucky enough to meet Mrs. Green 13. There's been other times when somebody that was on, somebody that they love, or happened to come through. Hi, how you doing? You know what I mean? It's
I think on the 420 special, my boy came on, started yelling at the camera and stuff. A little kid.
Oh, you were that's your kid, the Asian kid that was yelling
Asian. He's
at?
not Asian, but yeah, sure.
That's funny.
Dude, he was speaking Spanish, man. He was saying to fuck your mom.
Yeah.
He's like Italian or somebody.
No, man, he was speaking Spanish. He was
He was
just speaking real
Spanish,
fucking
yeah.
quick.
Oh,
Chinga tu madre, pinche pendejo.
Yep. He was basically cussing us out. It was funny as fuck though, man. That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest moments on this show's history, in my opinion.
I have to agree with that 100%. It was one of
It
the
was so
major. It was on a
unexpected.
holiday when I threw out the Zoom number
420.
in the
The last
description of the
holiday we did.
chat there. Oh man. He came and went so fast. It was like fucking, we all just was like, what the fuck just happened? All of our
He was so small and
reaction
so
was,
angry.
yeah, a little angry fist and shit. Fuck.
It seemed like his squid was even smaller than everybody else's. Like, what the hell? Just like,
That was one of the unscripted moments where you just couldn't make this shit up.
it's crazy.
The fucking YouTube algorithm, man. How he got pushed this show and then had the balls to just jump in and be like, I'm gonna fucking tell all of them to go fuck off and fuck their mothers and fuck you. It was so fast and furious. Like, I'll never forget that moment. I could see his face now. If I close my eyes, I could see it still. That fucking cracked me up, man.
Throw that link up there. I bet you he'll pop in.
Yeah, just drop the old Zoom link in the chat.
Probably watching
Then
right
420,
now.
420 will sneak back in.
If you want to just find that clip, I see somebody saying I gotta see that. Too funny. That clip is on Instagram. I posted it on the Instagram. Fucking talking shit with Eagle. But just that little clip. Well, it's in the middle of like some of the sound bites there. So, but if you want to find just that clip, that's where you can find it. That shit is fucking hilarious.
You're so right. Just the unplanned nature of it. Like, it was beautiful. Very organic moment in online shows.
I seen Chad Westport throw it up earlier. The 173. That was another golden moment in the history of the show where we were all like, "What? What? What just happened?" That was crazy.
Oh man, we should do a seed giveaway on that note, fucking Eagle.
Man, I jumped in. I said a few gave seeds away and nobody answered me when I was in chat. Now I'm already here. Fuck. Jump out.
I don't even see chat, so sorry, bud.
Oh man. Well, now I really feel important when I'm in chat. Guys, in chat, you don't even read chat.
I do.
I don't.
Otto don't care about it.
I can't even see chat, yo. I'm sorry, Chad. I love you guys, but I can't see you. That's why I jump in and hang out with you guys at the end.
I look off to the
do.
side and pretend I
With
could
you,
see
chat.
screen.
I'm here with you.
Smiley's got you, chat.
We're good.
Tag
That's
him.
He's always in chat.
Tag him with your pertinent comments and questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take some questions from the audience.
Questions. No seed giveaway.
In the audience.
What seeds are you giving away, Major? I'll throw in. I've
Yeah,
got some
let's-
F2 Velvet Punch. I could do F3s too. I fucking
gotta
tested
give
it
like-
myself.
4 packs away now. And like, he promised.
Yeah, I got like at least 4 packs I'm looking at right now.
He's like,
Sure.
man.
I have
That's awesome.
stipulations for my giveaway. It's America only.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, rest of the world.
That's awesome. Hell
Sorry,
yeah.
Meaulflower.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll send a batch to Eagle for sharing that he can international stamp it up and share them. And the Eagle, you got a batch coming sometime soon. I got to link up with you for that address
That'd be wise.
because you grew the F2s. So everybody who grew the F2s gets the F3s.
I
And
know, and I got a buddy growing the Velvet Punch outdoors right now. In that greenhouse that I've always talked about. That's the buddy with the Velvet Punch in his little greenhouse there.
you know it's going to go black in that greenhouse, man. When it's outdoor, it fades so dark purple. It's crazy. Especially in Michigan. You guys get some nice, cool evenings. So I'll be excited to see. Hopefully it'll finish up. It does have some phenos that finish, like I said earlier, 10, maybe even 11 weeks, but that's if you really let it ride and are pushing for like everything to be red hair and fully amber trichomes. But some people like it earlier. Like it's a lot sweeter earlier in most cases. It gets a little bit more complex the later you push it. Definitely like heavier on the gas, I think, later. But the kind of candy grape turns into more like a wine or like complex grape mix. Like earlier chop, it's more of like that grape Kool-Aid, I guess.
Major's got a fistful of seeds.
What are they, the Major?
These bad boys, let's check them out, man. Okay, that's the Brandywine 12 crossed with Brandywine. That's from Dungeon Bolt Genetics. That's the OG Deluxe 3 crossed with that Zelda Runs. Of course, that's from Ethos on top crossed with the Zelda Runs from High Rule Genetics. There's some of that Strawberry Short Cookies from Sin Cities Seeds, the number 5, which is my keeper. Of course, the Zelda Runs again. And then Grape Diamonds, number 4, which I didn't keep, which I kind of wish I did. But crossed with the Zelda Runs from Hyrule and Ethos combo. I haven't tried these seeds out besides the Brandywine. I got it going. And whatever. They're solid. Beautiful seeds. I love the Sin City. Anything from Sin City, even the crosses I made, it just seemed to be, I don't know, just great. Like, you know, solid 8s all around. Just, you know. Yeah, so let's give those away.
How many we nerds we got in the chat?
47. What mine shows. 46. Somebody left because they heard Major is giving away ours.
Who's picking the number? I'll pick the number.
Is it 1 to 200 or what?
Why
What do you
not?
think,
1 to
Eagle?
200, man. That's
Two,
good.
man. We'll go even 2. Let's go 2, 2, 2.
1 to
220.
2, 2, 2.
Ooh.
That way that takes
I've been seeing that number all the time lately.
Seen it today.
Every day.
The numbers been, the angel numbers have been around lately, pretty plentiful.
Good sign. On the right path,
So,
I believe.
Yeah, I got angel numbers yesterday, and just everything clicked into place. Person turned up and we were talking, and he said, "Are you going away at the weekend?" And he thought I was going. And I said, "No, I can't get anyone to look after dogs." He says, "I look after your dogs." I said, "No problem." And looked at the phone. It was 17:17. Yeah, and he says, "Book your tickets." Like, he turned around with his phone and he went, "Look, it's 17:17. This has to work." He says, "Book your ticket. Go online." So I booked all my flights to the UK, trains from Birmingham to Brighton to see my grandkids on Sunday, and a little holiday down in Brighton until Wednesday. So all for 160 euros.
Damn
Like,
good,
on
man.
on a
That's a
real
good
quick,
friend.
I was thinking it cost me, like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to the UK on Saturday.
I hope you have a good time with the family. I'm glad your
Oh
buddy
yeah, like,
is looking after the dogs.
I'd only said yesterday morning I wasn't going, and I told people, yeah, I'm cancelling and I'm pulling out and everything. And by yesterday evening, the numbers had come in at 17:17, and my world had changed.
3:33 earlier and dropped it in chat. So somebody's got to pick that lucky number.
I'll pick it.
Greenfinger said he's going to pick it. Send it in the Zoom chat, not the YouTube.
I'm gonna
We're
write it
looking
on
for
the
seed buddies that'll take our addresses in America. Chilbert is asking, can we have American buddies, and he can have European buddies over here.
Good number, Green Fingers. Man, I haven't got to say this in a minute. You guys have minute 30. Did we get your guess in? No double guesses. Multiple guesses will get you disqualified. Good luck. You have until you see start, till you see stop in chat. Good luck. That misspelled start. That misspelled start counts.
You can guess twice only if your number was guessed.
What the hell? Ugh.
Definitely in love. That's love music there. That's from her.
No, that's the
That's
same.
definitely from her, yeah.
That's funny. That's a Samsung ring. Oh, that's too funny.
That's great.
Too funny.
I thought it was like an advertisement. I was like, what? Like,
I didn't know
YouTube ad
what the
just started
fuck it
playing.
was, to be honest with it. I was like looking at my phone that I just set the timer on. I'm like, how the fuck? What the fuck? It's too funny.
Did you say what you're smoking on, Mail?
Rainbow cake.
How is that?
It's lovely. More kind of pineapple-y. It's very. This is I just stripped it off. I just couldn't wait to taste it. So this is the first smoke. It's heavy pineapple-y.
Hell yeah. I have some Cindy 99 F4s that are a pure pineapple. They took the F3 pineapple pheno and made F4s, and I love that pineapple smoke, man. It's such a pleasant high, easy on the palate.
This is
What's
really
the,
easy. I mean, this is only 10 days drying, so.
Is
And
it
then those
picking
seeds-
you up? Nice day starter?
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm sure, like, as soon as it gets cured and everything, it'll have changed slightly. But I mean, it's a lovely clean ash and everything for 10 days. So I can only presume that this is going to be lovely, and it's got a lovely oil slick on it. So.
Cass us, right? Number was 125. Her number was 111, 111, of course. And the next closest number I see is 144. So yeah, right. 112. Mannequins. No.
I don't know if it's over, but vote for Cass.
But I believe she won, right?
Thought so. I didn't know if there was like another
Congrats.
tier.
Congrats.
And we were just talking about angel numbers. Came through for you.
Hit me up. The Garden of the Major. Send your beans. She's in the US.
Yes. Yes, yes.
She's the one with the team shirt that we're supposed to get. Smiley says he's going to rock out.
Who won?
Cass. Or Cass Sativa. I think she changed her name a lot.
My screen got frozen. So,
Are them shirts that you've been wearing, Eagle, are they off the mannequins?
Someone wrote that in the comments.
you traded clothes, bro.
Thank you for that, brother. That was funny. Every minute. Oh shit. That was priceless. Oh,
I think Cheddar Bob might have said something similar in the comments on that post you made earlier. That's funny.
too fun.
Did the mannequins come naked? Awkward question.
No,
What did they come in?
Huh?
Yeah, no, this is their clothes.
When you got it, was it like just an unclothed mannequin? Like you show up to the place and there's just naked mannequins around?
They just happened to be here. So I was like, I'll keep those. Like he got that Dave the Van Halen song there where he's like, no, leave him on, leave him on. That shit was being cleaned out of the room. I'm like, no, leave the
That's funny. Hey, they do make good merch holders. I mean, hey, you can show off the Patreon shirt on there maybe sometime.
He's
They,
trying to disguise that they're inflatable.
Oh God, Smiley, that was good. That's good.
Hard as a rock.
Giving them out with a pack of seeds. Fems or regs.
Speaking of seeds, we got another giveaway. It's gonna be Velvet Punch F3. Actually, you could choose. Whoever wins, you can choose. If you want the F2s, because they've been through more testing. The F3s I've only tested in-house myself. So if you want to be a tester for the F3s, or if you want to try out the F2s, which 50 other people have grown, and I could tell you all fucking about them, you could choose. But we'll do the same thing, 1 to 200. And Meaulflower, since you're not in America, you'll pick the number, since you're unbiased. I guess the major you could have too, but
I'm biased.
yeah, you smoke auto, so I don't know if I could trust you.
Auto smokers.
Oh man, auto flowers.
Actually, I am going to be growing a little bit of an auto. That Citral Smile from Kazoo. Apparently, it has a bit of a auto in it. So I'm going to blast that out.
The Steve, the one.
Citral Smile.
All right, we got our number. So Eagle, go ahead and give the people a rundown one more time. And you got to be in the United States, U.S. only. I'm sorry. In the future,
Yes.
there's
Have
potential.
a minute and a half. I'm sorry, brother.
No, you're good. Go ahead. I told you to give the rundown, and then I fucking gave a stipulation. U.S. only. Reminder.
To get your guess in, one guess only. Please, multiple guesses will get you disqualified unless your number has been chosen. Cheers, everybody. Good luck. Start to stop in chat. Starting now.
what I saw the numbers and I'm confused because it was 2 sets. Never mind. Okay, it makes sense now.
We'll go with males, but as a consolation prize, if somebody is close, if they get Smiley's number that he sent or close, maybe they could get some F2s. And the person who gets Meaul's number will get the F3s.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't hear you ask Meow. I thought you just were asking somebody to throw a number in, so I was just like,
I was joking that Meaul would be good because he's unbiased because he's not in the US. So like
right.
I said it's America only, and then to have a non-American. And then I was like, I guess the major could do it too, but you can't trust someone who smokes autos.
I missed it.
You smoke them and grow them?
I smoke autos too, so I guess don't trust me.
Definition of character.
Good to know. It's good to know about somebody, actually.
I don't voluntarily grow them. I have smoked a few in my day.
Jack's right away trying to recant it. He's like, wait, no, I don't voluntarily do this.
Rewind that real quick, but you're already on live, so.
Never going back. I've revealed myself as an auto flower smoker.
Stop.
You're telling us to stop.
That was it. Who is closest there here?
Say what the number was so that people can help.
Oh shit, what was the number?
23.
No.
Michael Jordan, 23.
What was the special number?
I've popped more than that of Velvet Punch seeds, that's for damn sure.
44.
44 is the backup. So if you missed on the high end, you might be lucky.
Wait, is the other one like the Powerball number or something? You imagine?
Well, if you didn't get the 23, if you hit 44, you can be the backup. Whoever's closest to 23, we got to figure that one out first. Then we'll deal with the 44.
Somebody hit 44 dead nuts.
So whoever hit 44 dead nuts, you get a pack.
Of these nuts.
You can choose F2 or F3. You let me know.
The closest one to 23, I think that's a tie, isn't it? Between A Burning Tree Nursery and Fazali. Right? Both 7 apart. Oh no, that's 721, my bad. So it'd be AB. Right? Damn, my man's horrible tonight.
Smiley, give us a rundown. We need a second opinion. I can't see the chat.
Oh, I can.
Meaul, can you see it?
I'm too far gone.
Major?
Far gone. That was awesome.
I don't see the chat. No chat here, man.
What's the consensus?
I'm still here. Holy shit. I'm on chat. What's the number? 23?
Yes, sir. S.11. Daily 14.
Chat, live chat. Shit.
6.
I see
14 is pretty close.
14 is probably.
I think it's AB.
Burning Tree has it with 31 because that's closer.
Yeah. 31 is only
But then
8 away.
Papa Pew said he's in Canada or whatever, not in the US. And then so the second place one would have been Gorski with 38, I think. That's what I saw. But I might have got that wrong. I'm gonna double check. So if it was US only, yeah, then it would probably be.
It is US only, sorry.
38, 6 away. Well, I guess there's a 50, which is 6 away as well, which would be J and K triple G.
Both of them. Hit me up in the DM. I'll hook you guys
Double
both up.
tie.
All 3 of you. DM me. If you want F2s or F3s. Or if you want both, I'll split them up. Half and half.
Sorry to cut you off. I need Papa P's address too, if possible, since he's out there.
Yeah, just type it in chat, Papa, and we'll. Just kidding.
at Jack Greenstalk on Instagram, or email me, jackgreenstock47@gmail.com. Say, hey, I want to pack on Eagle Show.
Oh, Drew said he had 45. Whoops. Now we got 4 winners. We just fucked this all
Make it happen.
Just spun out and just like swirled over.
up.
Hey, I did say I need 25 new testers, so
It's,
maybe
Yeah.
50. Because I sent out initially 100 testers and only 50 grew them. I shouldn't say only, that's 50%. That's a really good percentage. Because as I said earlier, I listened to Breeders Collective, and they all said between like 10 and 20 or maybe 30% of their testers grew them, which is unfortunate. And one thing I will say, I did discover this, sadly. Sometimes people will take your stuff that you send as a tester, grow it out, rename it, and sell it as something else with a or just so happen to have a very, very similar name strain very recently after you send them seeds, which I guess, no sweat off my back. They're ripping somebody else off, unfortunately, and that guy is like the coolest person. So they can do whatever they want. They're getting more seeds out there to the community, so whatever. But yeah, the 50 people that grew them, shout out to them, Eagle being one, and everybody else who did. And definitely shout out to the people who are going to get some more of the new ones. Check them out.
Jack, throw out the email again. Somebody was asking.
Jack Greenstalk, like, I don't know if they can see it here. Probably not. So just the name as it's said at Gmail, or Jack Greenstalk 47 at gmail.com. Or if that's too hard, you could do jgreenstock at gmail.com. Those both work.
So I got a couple things to say. I've got a moment. One is I forgot to do the kick you guys out at the proper time, and now we're creeping towards 420. So we're just gonna walk it down to 420, and unfortunately, that's it. Because I gotta work in the morning, and fucking second thing was cannatrooper. Good morning. And then one last thing is that, man, that's one thing I've said this whole time when we've talked about testing and shit, was like having a code there, basically, or some ethics between breeder and tester there, because I've seen that in a lot of shitty ways. Now I've seen Ninja Fruit fucking at the cup when Ocean Grown Seeds had just released it. And Stone Ninja I was with Stone Ninja when we walked around and fucking seen a baker's rack full of Ninja Fruit right there already. Same day, first available release in our area. And then I've seen just what you're talking about, the renaming of strains and other horror stories like that. And then I've had accidental problems. Basically, and it wasn't a problem. Moreover, was like, fucker, you almost got me there. Fucking when Primal Punch was released, I had almost beat Med to the market with Primal. So I was already giving it to my patients and taking donations, we shall say, for the Primal as it was being released side by side as Flower was out. So he hadn't even chance to get his Flower out, you know what I mean, in the same region. And I had already had it in market as well. So it does happen. It does happen. I had figured he already had it, you know what I'm saying? But we had obviously dropped it at the same time.
I don't know. Once you give the seeds away, would it really matter what they do with it? You gotta be okay with them, like.
Well, in testing
reproduce,
phase,
man.
Hell yeah.
In testing
I
phase,
would
we should
think.
have
Talk about it.
congratulations.
Don't drop off the face of the earth and then like make a bunch of crosses and then don't even like offer to give any back to the person who gave them to you, or send them any photos of the work that you did, or rename it. Renaming it is the ultimate dirty deed, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna work with it, just credit the original strain, because then people can link down the actual genetic lineage if they have medical ailments or just curiosities about what that lineage holds, they can actually experience the real deal.
Oh, they should do that for sure. But if they reuse it, do whatever, that's like, hey, that's, I don't know.
So my advice to anybody who's going to be in breeding is to go get yourself a patent lawyer or a cannabis lawyer. No bullshit. No bullshit. They will have your NDA signed. If you're going to be have testers, you're going to have contractual legal agreements between you and your testers. Otherwise, they can do all those things that you guys are talking about. There can be shady things that can happen. Or you can have this. People that are in that racket can all of a sudden just start accusing you of things that never even happened. So you need to be having your ducks in a row as well when you start working in that realm.
I want to guess there's two sides to that coin too, cannatrooper. And I guess, so what I am talking about would be a breeder's given you a tester pack and asked you for results, okay? And then you've done one of the above. That to me is a violation of like ethics right there. But
that's
now,
a verbal contract in the law.
If you got that pack as a tester pack when you like say bought a pack of seeds, you know what I mean? Like it was a freebie and there's like, yeah, there's no fucking, you just kind of got it as a freebie or whatever. And it's thrown out there at that point, maybe because there's no fucking, I need that info from you. I think at that point you're hoping for info, but I wouldn't consider a random person that made a purchase like a tester.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yes. When there's a give and take, now you're contractually involved. Like you said, you created a verbal contract. You gave this person seeds in return for their data. That is a contract that you have formed between yourselves. That is where you've established agency. That's a term in legal terms right there. Once you establish agency, you're going to have a contract. Doesn't matter if it's verbal, but it's very much so you have to have it in writing. That way the other person can't come back on you and be like, well, you said this, you said that. Don't let it become a he said, she said thing. Just write it down on a piece of paper, go to a legal website, protect yourself. Just protect yourself completely.
If you're in it for the money, for sure, do that, because the lawyers are going to make out. There's a lot of money to be made. But people that are just in the community sharing genetics and having fun, I mean, unless you're trying to make your living doing it, like you said, breeding, if you're doing it, like if it's your business, that's one different side of things. But because a whole lot of people are just having fun and sharing their projects. And yeah, there are going to be people that do shady shit, but I think that Masonic and many others have kind of looked at it with a good perspective. The copycats, they're going to keep copying and reproducing, and they'll get a smaller crowd and an audience. And some people will buy the stuff because it's a little cheaper, or maybe it's available because the other guy's stuff sells out. But they're never going to be able to keep up with the pace of a real, true creative artist. Somebody who's making new crosses all the time, or who's consistently producing really solid seeds with they've kept that mother and that father genetic around for a long time, and everybody who buys it gets a certain expression from at least one phenotype in that pack. And I think that there's a reason the cream always rises to the top, but as it becomes more legal, they have to protect themselves with the lawyers and everything like that. But I guess mostly be cautious with who you share it to. And I guess I'm not being super cautious. I'm just, whoever asks for it, you can go ahead and get it. But I don't know. I think it's the more people that have cannabis seeds and are growing them, the better. Even if they do shady shit, like knock them off and sell them or whatever they need to do to get by, it's feeding themselves, I'm sure. Or
that's once you get to. But that's once you get to a point where you're ready for market with your seeds. Like Eagle was talking, he was a tester that got done before the breeder. The breeder should go ahead and set hey, you can't go ahead and release this strain. You can give out the results, the flower and stuff like that. Yes, but any seeds or progenies or clones, anything that come off of that, you have to keep within. That's protecting yourself. Now, in your situation, what you're describing is if you're just going to go ahead and hand them out and everything, you can't cry over spilt milk at that point. If you're just tossing it out here and there. But like you said, if you're running a business, absolutely. You definitely want to do this.
I just wanted to clear my thing there. I didn't throw out clones. I had flower.
Yeah, I
necessarily wasn't passing along the genetics. I was just passing along the finished product.
Yeah, I assumed that. I knew you weren't going to like go put out like clones and stuff like that because like, you know, that's like you said, it's unethical. But you know, at the same time, like some people would go and do that because say you're a caregiver and your market's hurting and you need a couple more dollars to get your game going and stuff, and that clone's just sitting there. It's a very ripe opportunity. I've been in those situations where you're just like, man, I need a few more bucks just to get on by for this week and stuff. I got these clones. I should go to the Compassion Club and go sell them, you know? And if you got like one in that group that you're not supposed to give out, that's the one that you leave out. You know, don't go ahead and shoot yourself in the or cut your nose off to spite your face, because all you're doing is you're screwing yourself. You're not just screwing somebody else over, you're screwing yourself, because everybody will close doors on you.
They were doing it shamelessly with Ninja Fruit, selling whole racks of clones right at the same event where the seed drop was just happening. So locally, at least.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's like
it's pretty. I've seen some pretty shady shit too. I've seen a lot of shady stuff from the seed racket, dude. Like, and I've been blamed for a bunch of things for no reason at all. Like things I've never even been near, just because my name's fucking cannatrooper. People are like, oh, I'm just like, okay. What else? What else? Tell me more. I would like to know more. This is an interesting movie I'm watching.
there's some craziness in the community, but I'm going to sign out before 420 and say peace and love, everyone. Smiley, great seeing you. Meaulflower, the major, cannatrooper, even though you just jumped in at the last minute. Always great to see you. And thank you for your service as always, obviously. And Green Fingers and Eagle. Great night, everybody. And I'm going to jump in the chat for the last little bit.
So, Jack.
Yeah, peace and love. And the people who won seeds, make sure you DM me at Jack Greenstalk or email me at the emails. But hope everybody has a great night or a great day. And I'll catch you all on the next
Thanks
one.
for popping in, brother.
Later, man.
Good seeing you.
Cheers.
Good seeing you.
What are you guys smoking on?
Cannabis.
Same
I would
group.
hope so.
Peanut
Actually,
butter
I'm
jelly
not.
breath.
Smiley's Cloud Cuddler. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's got me so I can't do math tonight. Shit. True though. I was really foggy there during that last game.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I'm getting my wake and bake in before I hit the shower.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I'm just glad that the heat broke where I'm at finally this week. Last week, like, this is no bullshit. Like, I've been doing field work for the last month, and at the beginning of the month, I had hurt my back not too long ago, so I've been like laying around a lot, and then I got the new job. Now I'm like up and moving, so it's just like, oh wow, we're losing weight again. So I went from like the end belt loop to 5 belt holes in, and I didn't even realize it. I was like, that's how you know you're fat, is when you have that much to lose.
Dude, that's funny. I just seen a fucking clip from Family Guy today where Peter was like talking to Brian, and he's like, "Prove to me I'm fat, Brian." And he like fucking takes the remote control or whatever, and he like throws it into the air, and it like starts to orbit around him and shit. He's like, "You have your own fucking gravitational pull, man." Like,
Yeah, that's pretty funny. No, man, I just remember my first day. I was like in the office and stuff. I had like my slacks, my button up, and I was just like, I saw myself walk past a mirror or a window, and I saw my reflection. I was like, fuck this. Bro, I was like laying her. I slipped a disc in my back, and I have a sciatica now, and I tore 2 muscles as well. And yeah, I was laying around for like 4 months straight, man. I was like, oh, fuck life.
is it better now or what?
It's 420. Cheers, guys. Yeah, it's better now. I only need to take like a little bit of a leave and every other day, and then like I have these patches called Salon Paws. Those, they have like a little bit of like lidocaine in them. They're kind of like icy hot patches and stuff. Bro, those things are lifesavers. I don't care like if you got bad back problems or not, if you're feeling sore, just go pick up one of those things, put it on a bad spot for a night or for the day. And I mean, like, your shit will feel better. Like, you got stiff knee, elbow, wrist, anything like that. Like, I'm not saying it's a cure all, just it's relief. It helps bring the swelling down so you can have mobility back.
Of the day.
Oh yeah, but they got like these big patches. They got the small ones too. So
The end of the day.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna check out Ron. I'll get out of here, Eagle. We'll leave you. I guess you get to work. Peace out,
all right,
man.
man.
It's always good to see everybody. Major and Meow, Green Fingers, Cannatrooper.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
going Smiley.
Peace out, guys.
Take
Have a
care,
good one,
brother.
Smiley. Thank you. Thanks for that seed drop yesterday. That's big, big. Thank you. So there,
All right,
I'm gonna jump out as well, since I'm cannatrooper, Robert, Major, Eagle, everyone in chat. Hopefully any of the UK boys will see Product Earth on Saturday, and we'll get the smoke up and give another nice greetings. So yeah, good to see everybody, and peace out, Eagle. Thanks for giving us this porthole to talk shite.
Thank you for that good belly laugh, brother. God damn, when it comes from that deep, man, it's hit and put out that oxytocin, that healthy good shit, man. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I needed it. I always need a good laugh. Thank you, brother.
Peace out.
All right, boys. I'll fucking catch you in the next one, man. Time for some coffee. Peace.
Cheers, Major. Have a good day.
All right, Eagle. Thanks for having me on, even though it was last minute. Thanks for listening to my rant about lawyers, everybody. Later.
Later, Keenan. Have a good day, brother.
You too.
Cheers. All right, everybody, go plant some seeds. Eagle, thank you for having us again. Love you.
Love you, brother.
Have a great day. Yeah. Good night.
Good night, brother. With that being said, that is the end of this episode 698. Thank you guys for tuning in. Most of all, thank you for bearing with me through this change, if you will. I'm trying to get things back to a little bit more stable, something new, kind of on a good time, stop time, you know what I mean? Everybody can get used to and plan on it. It's leaning more towards it was going to move a little earlier in the evening and probably end maybe a little bit earlier until I can figure out some shit. But again, thank you for continuing to follow me through this journey. With that being said, if this is the end of your day, your journey, please get some rest. If this is the beginning of your day, your journey, then please take time out for a little bit of self-love, a little bit of meditation. You cannot give out what you do not have. And with that being said, please take time out to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And I'm not afraid to admit, I've been helped out 1 or 2 times in my life, and I'm not afraid to admit that. With that being said,